Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Broku no Hero, and this is another Black Clover video. Now, as the title suggests, this is the 11 strongest mages in Black Clover ranked. Now, you might think just overall, who are the best mages? Like, oh, number one, of course, is going to be Julius. Licht might be number two. But wait, guys, this is actually the 11 strongest mages with physical strength. Like, you know how Asta has no magic, but he's still super fast and super strong? That's what this ranking is. So this is actually an official list from the creator, Yuki Tabata, as he answered this question on one of the pages inside of the manga. So this is an official list, guys, of how strong these characters are. Not how strong, but who's the strongest and how is it ranked. Now, there are some surprising things on this list, but also some things that just make perfect sense. So I just want to read it again. This is like how strong they are. Like, if you took away their magic and they did a bench press, or took away their magic and how fast they ran, this is what it's ranking. Not, oh, this person can cast a spell and destroy a city. That's not what this is about. Just to clarify that. And again, this is an official list, so you guys can try and disagree with me here, but you're not disagreeing with me, you're just disagreeing with the creator of the series. So let's just get right off into it, guys. Number 11 is Magna of the Black Bulls. So this one really doesn't surprise me. I mean, he was a commoner as well, or a peasant, I believe. And, I mean, just like what the bottom of this list says, there has not been a lot of people who have shown a lot of physical characteristics. And Magna, while he hasn't really either, this is what the author is saying, and it's not like he showed extremely strong things, but he's never really showed these extremely weak either. So now at number 10, which really did surprise me, but actually if you think about it, makes sense after you think about it and read the context of the manga and the anime. Number 10 is Yuno. So Yuno is not only this super powerful mage in terms of magic, but he's the 10th strongest character in the entirety of the series. So now you might think, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, it actually does make sense. If you think about it, Yuno was a very poor person who had to do a lot of work, and remember, he lived with and interacted with Asta all of the time. Asta was doing push-ups, sit-ups, sprinting. He was training his body to become a beast. And even though Asta didn't have magic, Yuno probably saw how strong, how fast he was, and Yuno probably thought, because Yuno seems to be a smart guy in the terms of the series. He was like, oh, well, my magic is strong, but I guess I could improve my physical abilities as well. So, again, number 10, this doesn't make him the highest, but it can be explained how that is so. Number 9 is Kyoto. He is the swordsman guy from the Water Mist Temple, the one who Asta actually fought, and then the two of them also fought Veto alongside each other. And now, I don't really, again, remember a lot of these strength or speed feats. It just means that that's how it is. That's how the author sees it. Just because it wasn't portrayed completely doesn't mean it's not true. Kyoto, for all we know, he could have been doing push-ups, bench pressing all of his life, and that's why he's so strong. Number 8 is Leopold Vermilion, otherwise the self-pronounced rival of Asta, and I'm not surprised that he is that strong, because it does seem that a lot of the Vermilions are quite strong. Like a manga-only character right now, Marilina, which is Fuegoleon's sister. She's shown to have some pretty strong feats, which, again, I'm going to actually say this right now. This list might be outdated. This is from the Witch Forest arc, which is only like in the chapter like 75 through 100 of the manga, and the manga's like at 175 now, so there could be stronger characters. But since these characters did technically exist at the time and they weren't on this list, you could go either way. You could say, oh, this is just characters that were introduced in the story, or it's characters that are just overall. Now, it's either way, but I mean, I don't know, this is just the list that we were given. Number 7 is Fuegoleon, and Fuegoleon's one of my favorite characters, and now Fuegoleon, if he's the 7th strongest mage in the Black Clover verse, this really shows how OP he's about to be in the very near future of the manga. So if you don't know, Fuegoleon was thought to be killed by Licht, but that actually didn't happen. He survived. And if you think about it, not only is he a noble or a royal, he has the 7th strongest physical strength, combine that with his already high magic, and now he has the fire spirit, the fire salamander. He is gonna be absolutely overpowered when we actually get to see him really fight in the manga coming up. Sorry, that was a bit of a spoiler, but holy crap, it's gonna be crazy. Number 6 is Mars. Kind of makes sense with the way he's kind of this test tube, tested on mage, and it makes sense for them to do physical things as well. Number 5, Ladros. And it's interesting that 6, 5, and 4, all diamond mages. It might make sense, maybe diamond mages does a bit more physical training than the rest. But yeah, so 5 is Ladros. This shows how strong Ladros actually was, like how powerful he was as a mage overall when Asta had to fight him. And really shows that Black Asta, the demon Asta, is extremely powerful. Because you had Ladros, who's the 5th strongest mage in Black Clover, had decently high magic, absorbed magic, then absorbed the magic from the fire spirit. Yeah, and Black Asta one-shots him. Yeah, Ladros is pretty strong, but this just shows how strong Black Asta is. Number 4 is Brox. That's probably why Yuno, that's probably why he was a general within the actual Diamond Mage Kingdom. Number 3, Veto. It really was surprising but not surprising that Veto is actually weaker than a different character on this list. Veto was extremely strong, but you have to remember, his magic was also strong as well. So this list right here is not saying that Asta or Yami, which are 1 and 2, that they're overall stronger. Well, Yami is, Asta is not, because he needed help. This is just saying if Asta and Veto both did a bench press, and Veto couldn't use magic to assist himself, Veto would lose that bench press. But Veto has magic to reinforce his strength, his speed, his durability, everything, and that's why he's a force to be reckoned with. He's the 3rd strongest, but also has extremely, extremely strong magic. This dude is a beast. Number 2 is Asta. Now, really weird, because Asta actually has feats that should show him that he's actually the number 1 on this list, but number 2 still is respectable, and I think I would definitely put him in at least the top 2. I mean, he's the guy who does by far the most physical, speed, and strength training. Now, if Yami, he's the number 1 on this list, he probably did physical and strength training. But if you think about it, he would only maybe do half speed training, half strength training, and then the other half magic training. Asta, all of his training is dedicated towards strength, at least prior to becoming a magic knight. After that, he gets, training in how to be a swordsman and stuff like that. Now, number 1, like I've already said, is Yami. Yami, for him to be the number 1 strongest, have ki, be able to reinforce himself with magic, reinforce his katanas with magic, and have his dimensional slash attack. Yami is, I want to make a video on it in the future, one of the most overpowered characters in Black Clover. I mean, he broke his limits over the course of the fight with Licht to be able to defeat Licht, and then the third eye, each 3 of them stronger than Licht, and he fights them all on despite being wounded. And then you have Veto, who transforms into his elf state or whatever, unleashed state, and Yami one-shots this dude. Holy crap, Yami is overpowered, but this is the reason why. Yami's overpowered because he's the number 1 strongest physically and can reinforce that with magic. That's why he's that strong. And he has ki, a special ability from his own place that he came from. Now, as for people that might disagree with this list, remember, this is a list that came out around chapters between 75 and 100. So that doesn't mean that this is 100% accurate as it is now. There could be characters that are on this list that weren't at the time, and there could be characters that are on this list that's right here that wouldn't be now with the new characters introduced. I'd still pretty much agree with Yami and Asta being number 1 and 2, and the thing here though is that, if you remember, Yami needed to reinforce himself with magic, make him faster to react to the light magic that Raya was throwing at him, which was the same speed as Licht's light magic. But later on in the manga, Asta, who doesn't have magic, just based on his physical strength and speed alone, combated a Raya who put these portals around him with spatial magic and then shot a bunch of light beams, and Asta deflected all of those pretty easily without magic. Now he has ki, but so does Yami. So this is a feat right here that shows that current Asta is faster and can react faster than what Yami could do, just based from base Yami, no magic, to base Asta. So, while Yami did get stronger, I do agree that Asta currently is stronger than what Yami used to be before he broke his limits against Licht. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think of this video. Do you agree with this list? I mean, you pretty much should. It's an official list given by the author. But let me know. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Join my Discord, and also turn on notifications. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out. Plus...